To all of you. So, we are all set to start the discussion on an important module, that is internal security. And as far as this module is concerned, in the scheme of exam, when you will go for main exam, in paper 3 of general studies, they will ask questions from internal security. So, this internal security, right, internal security as a module is very important. Why it's important? Why it's important? Because they will ask around 4 to 5 questions, 4 to 5 questions in GS paper 3 of main examination. Okay. And approximately 50 plus marks worth questions they will ask you from internal security in the paper 3. Very important topic, very important module. Why? Because in the paper 3 of general studies, you normally find technical subjects. So, in paper 3, they are going to ask questions from Indian economy, they will ask questions from science and technology, they will ask questions from disaster management, they will ask you questions from some part of Indian geography. Okay. So, technical subjects are there in paper 3. So, whether it is environment, whether it is science and technology, whether it is Indian economy, whether it is disaster management, all these are a bit technical in nature. So, if you do not know the answer, it will be very difficult for you to even attempt the questions. Now, in that kind of scenario, internal security holds a special relevance in the scheme of paper 3, because in this module questions you will find on expected lines. Okay. So, the question will be very well within the syllabus, and out of 4-5 questions, 2-3 very easily we can predict, if not the exact question, at least the theme on which questions can be based. Okay. So, this is why this module is important, and your overall score in paper 3 depends heavily on how well you have prepared internal security, and you will find this module highly interesting, because what you read in newspapers on day-to-day basis is what you have to study in the name of preparing this module, internal security. And while preparing this module, 3 things are very important. Number 1, conceptual clarity. Number 2, sensitivity. Number 3, analytical abilities. And even I would say number 4, updation. So, you will be able to write good answer only when you have conceptual clarity about the topics, themes which are mentioned within the syllabus. And after conceptual clarity, you should have the ability to analyze, and not only ability to analyze, but some of the things which we are going to study, they are hypersensitive in nature. So, as a matured individual, you should have opinion on those issues. Many a times what is happening, that when students are writing on terrorism, when they are writing on cyber security, when they are writing on border management, when they are writing answer on money laundering, with wrong choice of words, they are presenting a very different picture about their own personality in front of evaluators. And then despite the feel that they have written a good answer, they are scoring less. So, very important, sensitivity. So, you need to choose your words while writing answer carefully and cautiously. and you need to include and incorporate in your answer some current and contemporary development, and with that you can definitely be able to score 1 or 2 additional marks. So, very, very important module, internal security, very, very important module, and once you have comfort in internal security, some year even in the essay paper they have given one topic which directly relates with internal security. So, your understanding of internal security threats and challenges for India and where lies the solution to those problems will help you even in essay paper. Even it will be of help when you will go for, right, when you will go for personality test or interview, because inside the boardroom many a times they are asking situation related questions. So, in a particular situation how will you respond, and they are asking such situation related questions to judge your personality for suitability of yours as far as career in public service is concerned. So, once you have awareness and understanding of security scenario, security challenges, then in a situation based question, situation related question, you will talk with the board and you will be, sounding logical. You can impress the board with your ideas. So, this module will help you. So, next 11 sessions, meaning somewhere around 30 plus hours discussion, we will cover everything in the class discussion what is required for internal security. And this module is very, very interesting, and I love taking sessions on internal security because I have the opportunity to serve in police organization, and I know, right, practically also I have seen some of these threats, these problems. So, that experience of mine will find, will be reflected in the discussion. So, I will conduct thought provoking session. You all should sit in the class or should watch through app with high degree of concentration, so that during the classroom discussion itself, this module is getting well prepared, and back home when you go, just revision of the class notes, and you should study the material which we will provide to you, and that would be sufficient. In addition to that, if you want to study something, then I would say the editorials and articles which are published related with national security or internal security in the Hindu, the Indian Express, I would suggest that every year Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India will publish one annual report, and I would recommend that you should read the annual report, the first 2 chapters, general overview of, right, general overview of internal security threats and challenges. Okay, that is what is recommended, and while you are reading that report of Ministry of Home Affairs, you should discount the facts which are there. There is no need to unnecessarily burden yourself with too many facts which are there, but yes, some new thing you will find in that. That is what you should pick from that report. Okay. Other than that, nothing. If you are very much interested in this module, then on Rajya Sabha TV, there is one program, Security Scan. Okay. So, as and when time permits, you can watch the discussion, and if you do not have time, then archive is there. Through archive, you can select some of the discussion, and as and when time permits, you can watch. Otherwise, classroom discussion will be more than sufficient and will bring you in the zone of comfort, and you, with that comfort, you can deal with any question which you will go when you will go for main exam. Okay. So, very, very interesting module, right, very, very interesting module, but technically you need to know, right, technically you need to know that what all is mentioned within the syllabus. what all is mentioned within the syllabus. So, one thing which we have to study, right, one thing which we have to study in internal security, and I will take up the topics which are mentioned within the syllabus in order of importance, meaning every year we are finding question on these topics. So, one is border management. Okay. So, border management. So, we are sharing borders with 7 countries of the world, okay, and how we are managing the borders we will discuss in detail. So, border management, Indo-Pak border, Indo-China border, Indo-Bangladesh border, Indo-Nepal border, Indo-Myanmar border, okay. So, and we also have 7,500 kilometers of coastline. So, coastal border also how we are managing. So, land frontier and coastal border. So, border management very, very important topic. On an average every year they are asking question. Then second important is cyber security. And this is again a very important topic, cyber security. On almost every year they are asking a question on cyber security, and if you ask me, I can tell you that post COVID-19, the new world order, economic order which has emerged and evolved has placed digital platform with greater importance and relevance, and in that kind of scenario cyber security as a topic has further gained importance as far as possibility of any question being asked on it is concerned. So, we will have to do detailed discussion about the cyber security apparatus which is there in India, and where all there is a need of, there is a scope of improvement, how we can improve this cyber security apparatus which we have, what changes are required, what problems are there, these all discussion we will do. So, cyber security. Another important topic is money laundering. Okay, money laundering. So, laundering of money. Okay, many people don't even understand what is money laundering. So, when proceed of crime is presented as legally earned money, it is called money laundering. We will have a detailed discussion, and I hope you are aware that Enforcement Directorate is the organization which is designated organization in India to investigate, to track the cases of money laundering, and this organization is in news so much these days that it makes money laundering a very important topic within the internal security syllabus. So, you have to prepare money laundering, right. In addition to this, we have to prepare about challenges to internal security. Right, challenges to internal security of India, diverse nature challenges, what internal security challenges we have in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, what internal security challenges we have in northeastern part of India, what internal security threats we have in the Red Corridor. Red Corridor is the belt which is affected with Naxal problem. Okay, what internal security challenges we have when people are using cyberspace, what threats are there which can enter India through sea or coastal borders, and many other things. So, diverse nature challenges to internal security, that is what we need to understand when we are preparing for this module for paper 3. Then we have to even prepare linkages. We have to examine the linkages between development, linkages between development and a spread of extremism, a spread of extremism. Okay. So, what kind of linkage we can see as far as development and a spread of different kind of extremism problems are concerned. So, we will have to just examine the intricate relationship which is there between development and a spread of extremism in India. Then the most important topic, role of state and non-state actors, non-state actors in creating challenges to internal security, role of state and non-state actors in creating challenges to internal security. This is a very, very important thing. Okay. So, I hope you all are aware when we are using the word state actor, for example, a state actor from Pakistan includes Pakistan government, Pakistan army, Pakistan intelligence agency ISI, Pakistan border guarding force, that is Pakistan Rangers. If you are reading newspapers, then you must be aware with the fact that one of the minister, while speaking inside the parliament of Pakistan recently, said that Pulwama terror attack was planned by Pakistan. He accepted, because he was counting that unfortunate terror attack in India as, a planning by government of Pakistan. That establishes beyond reasonable doubt that state actors are involved. So, whenever we are talking about state actors, that will include, government, army, military, intelligence agency of that particular country, security force of that country, and non-state actors means the militant outfits, the terrorist outfits, the fundamentalist organizations which are operating from Pakistan soil and are sponsoring terror in India. Okay. So, for example, Lashkar-e-Toiba, right? It's a terrorist organization. Okay. Jaish-e-Mohammed, it's a terrorist organization, and it's an established fact that these are operating from Pakistan soil. Okay. So, non-state actors. So, we have to study the role of state actors as well as non-state actors as far as challenges to internal security for India is concerned. And we will not only be confining ourselves to Pakistan, but we will see Myanmar, we will see China, we will even talk about Bangladesh, we will talk about Nepal, we will talk about Sri Lanka, right, that how the state and non-state actors of neighboring countries and other countries are responsible for diverse kind of security threats which are there before our country. So, very important topic within the syllabus. Okay, very important topic within the syllabus. And then another important topic is, right, challenges to internal security, challenges to internal security through communication network, through communication network, and within this we have to, right, we have to study about role of media, and let me tell you, when we will be examining the role of media as far as challenges to internal security is concerned, we will be looking media in a holistic way. So, three forms of media: print media, electronic media and social media. Okay. So, print media you know, newspapers, magazines, journals which are printed. Electronic media, radio, TV. Okay. And when it comes to social media, then you know very well that we have Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, okay. We have blogs, micro blogs and so on and so forth. Different diverse kind of platforms are there, social media platforms are there. So, we have to examine the role of media as far as challenges to internal security, but we also have to talk about the challenges to internal security through communication network, right, through communication network. And one very important topic which we have to cover is various, right, various security forces and agencies, other agencies as well, agencies. And while we are talking about the security forces and agencies, we have to talk about the mandate. For what purpose those security forces have been created. Okay. So, we have to study about what is the role of CRPF, what is the role of CBI, what is the role of NIA, what is the role of CISF, what is the role of Enforcement Directorate and so on, what is the role of Narcotics Bureau and so on and so forth, right, so on and so forth. Okay. So, we have to first understand that what we have to study. I told you in the orientation session itself that everybody who is preparing for civil service exam know what to study. So, if you will ask anybody who is preparing for civil service, they will tell you, yes, internal security is what is to be prepared for paper 3. But then if you ask that within internal security, what not to study, they do not know. And what is the main reason that they are not knowing? Because they have poor understanding of syllabus, very poor understanding of syllabus. So, I would just like you all to know the syllabus well before we start the discussion on internal security, and you will get further insight about the syllabus when you will look into previous year questions. So, I am inviting you all that 2013 till 2019, 4 to 5 questions which they have asked each year in paper 3 is what you must see before even you start studying internal security. That will help you to decide what not to study in the name of internal security. Okay. Otherwise, this module is very open-ended. You can keep on studying. Many times students will come and will ask me, sir, can you suggest some book to read? Then I have to say that it means that you want to prepare this exam in 5 years, because there is no book as such on internal security to cater the needs of civil service exam preparation. But yes, books are there. If you want to understand Naxalism, I can suggest some books. If you want to understand insurgency in Northeast, then I can suggest some book, and there is separate book as far as Naga insurgency is concerned, separate book as far as insurgency problem in Assam is concerned, separate book as far as insurgency problem in Manipur is concerned, separate book as far as insurgency problem in Mizoram is concerned. So, will you be spending that much time that for militancy in Kashmir, you will be studying a different book, for cyber security you will be studying a different book, for Naxalism you will be studying a different book, Indo-China border management you will be studying a different book, Indo-Pak border management, that much time you do not have. Because finally, when you go for the exam, you have to write answers, and you have to write answer either in 150 words or 250 words. So, if you want to write a good answer in 250 words, you need to study maybe 10,000 words on that particular topic, maybe 15,000 words, but not a separate book. And if you are planning to read a separate book, then it is neither wise nor advisable. Okay. So, this is the reason why I said that your dependency for internal security should be based on our classroom discussion and the printed study material which we will provide, and you can supplement it by reading some good articles and editorials on security issues in the newspaper. Beyond this, if you want to go, then annual report of Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India, and even beyond this if you want to go, then I told you that please follow Security Scan on Rajya Sabha TV. Okay. Security Scan on Rajya Sabha TV. Okay. So, with this I hope all of you have understood, and you have to answer yes or no. All of you have understood that what all you have to study in internal security and what is the importance of this module as far as the scheme of civil service exam in paper 3 is concerned. Okay. So, all of you give me answer, right? You need to respond. Okay. You need to respond, please, all of you. Yes? Yes or no, all of you? Okay. And those who are sitting in class, I can see right now Ludhiana Center. Okay. So, please, you should also through SAS, a smart assessment system, you should respond. Okay. Now, I can see Dehradun. Okay. So, all centers where we are conducting VSET classes, the student should maintain social distancing in the class, okay, and should take good care of their health, and of course, there should be continuity in your preparation. Okay. So, that is there. So, have you understood, all of you, what we have to study? Now, we are all set. Once you have studied, once you have understood the importance of this module, once you have understood what all we have to prepare in the name of internal security, then we will start the discussion on internal security. And first I will be trying to create a good foundation before we get into different internal security challenges which India is facing, and what is the current state of that problem and where lies the possible solution to that problem. Before we get into that, I would just like to start, right, to explain you first what is internal security. Okay. So, I would just, since we have completed polity, and those who have joined now, for them we will be doing polity later. Okay. So, what I would say, you know very well that in India we have federal polity. Okay. So, what kind of polity we have? Federal polity. Okay. What is the meaning of federal polity? Federal polity means in India we have two power centers. We have two power centers. And which are these two power centers? One is union, and second is states. So, at union level we have a government that is led by Prime Minister of India, and in every state also we have a government that is led by the respective Chief Minister of that state. And within the scheme of Indian Constitution, right, there is division of power. There is division of power. Okay. So, some subjects parliament can make law, on some subject a state legislature can make law. Some responsibilities we have given to union government, some responsibilities we have assigned to state government. And within the Constitution of India, there is a very clear scheme of division of power. Since we have clear scheme of division of power, we say in India we have federal polity. Okay. In India, we have federal polity. Now, why I am just making you understand that within the federal polity, the two very important subjects are, one is maintenance of law and order. Okay. One is maintenance of law and order. Okay. And second is maintenance of national security, within which internal security is the most important thing. Now, maintenance of law and order in the scheme of Indian Constitution is the responsibility of states. Okay. So, maintaining law and order is the responsibility of states. So, state governments are responsible for maintaining law and order within the political or geographical boundary of the state. So, law and order in Uttar Pradesh is the responsibility of Uttar Pradesh government. Maintenance of law and order in Kerala is the responsibility of Kerala government. Okay. Maintenance of law and order in Meghalaya is the responsibility of Meghalaya government. Maintenance of law and order in Uttarakhand is the responsibility of Uttarakhand government. So, maintenance of law and order is the responsibility of states, but the maintenance of national security, within which internal security is a very important theme, is the responsibility of union within the scheme of Indian Constitution, right, within the scheme of Indian Constitution. Okay. So, now I can see Dharwad Center in front of me. So, hello to all the students who are attending our session at Dharwad Center, and hello to everyone, whether you are sitting at VSAT Center, whether you are sitting right at your home to watch these classes through app or through web. Okay. So, big hello to all of you, but you need to sit properly with high degree of concentration, and you need to get fully enrolled with what we are discussing. Okay. So, that is very, very important. So, coming back, so maintenance of law and order is the state responsibility, maintenance of national security is the responsibility of union government. But now question arises, what is the meaning of law and order, and how maintenance of law and order is different than maintenance of national security? This is a conceptual thing. Okay. So, every topic we will have to discuss with, at three stages. First is you should have information. So, information, or you should have fact with you, facts, first stage. Second is concept. So, conceptual clarity should be there. And third is analysis, right. So, you should be able to analyze. So, we will be doing every discussion at three stage. First, basic information, facts with you, then you should have conceptual clarity, then you should be able to take yourself to the level of analysis. Okay. So, first is information. So, I gave you one information that within the framework of Indian Constitution, we have opted for federal polity. What is the meaning of federal polity? That we have two power centers, and as per the scheme of the Constitution, there is division of power between the two power centers. These two power centers are union and states. And within the scheme of division of power, maintenance of law and order is the responsibility of states, whereas maintenance of national security is the responsibility of union. Okay. Now, to maintain law and order within the state, each state is maintaining a state police force, in each state. So, in Uttar Pradesh we have Uttar Pradesh police, in Madhya Pradesh we have Madhya Pradesh police, in Karnataka we have Karnataka police, in Tamil Nadu we have Tamil Nadu police, in Nagaland we have Nagaland police, in Arunachal Pradesh we have Arunachal Pradesh police. Okay. In Delhi we have Delhi police, in Punjab we have Punjab police. Okay. So, the agency within the state government which is responsible for maintenance of law and order is state police force. And for maintaining the national security, we have, right, central armed police forces, and later on I will tell you the difference between them, central paramilitary forces, central armed police force, central paramilitary force, and many other agencies, Okay. So, central armed police force like CRPF, BSF, okay, CISF and many others, central paramilitary force like Assam Rifles, Indian Coast Guard, etc. Other agencies that include NIA, National Investigating Agency, that include Enforcement Directorate, that include Narcotics Bureau, that include, right, so many other organizations. Okay, so too many agencies are there at union level which together in a collective manner are participating and they are trying to maintain the national security of the country. But in states we have state police force and that is responsible for maintaining, and we will be doing in-depth discussion about various wings of a state police force later, but at this stage of discussion, when I am just trying to bring conceptual clarity in you that what is law and order and what is national security, and most important facet of national security is internal security. Okay, so that we will see, but I just want all of you to have this understanding that a state police force in each state is responsible for maintenance of law and order within the state, and at union level, at central level, at federal government level, many agencies are there, national agencies are there, which include central armed police forces, central paramilitary forces and many other federal agencies which together are participating and contributing for proper maintenance of national security of the country. Okay. So, once you have this understanding, let me just tell you that what is the meaning of maintenance of law and order. So, maintenance of law and order, okay, maintenance of law and order has two broad meaning. Maintenance of law and order, the name itself is indicative. First is enforcing law. Okay. So, to see that every person on the soil of that particular state is abiding law of the land. Okay. So, enforcing law, technical word is enforcing law, and when I am using the word law, let me just tell you, my friends, you need to understand this word in a very broad sense. It's a very, it's a word which has very broad meaning. So, when I am using the word law, it includes, right, constitution. When I am using the word law, it includes, right, it includes enactments by parliament or a state legislature. Okay. it includes, right, it includes both the law which has been enacted by parliament as well as a state legislature. So, on some subjects law can be made by parliament, on some subjects law can be made by state legislature. So, whether it has been enacted by parliament, whether it has been enacted by the state legislature, right, but that falls within the ambit of law. So, enactments, law which is passed by the parliament, which is passed by the state legislature, that is to be enforced, right, by in the name of maintenance of law and order. It also includes, right, it also includes rules, regulations, okay, rules, regulations, which is prescribed by competent authority, right, prescribed by competent authority, right, under the concept of delegated legislation. Okay. Now, you tell me, many a times, no, some Indians are argumentative, you might have heard about this, okay, argumentative Indians. Okay. So, if you are riding bike, let us for a moment assume that you are riding bike on road. Now, all of a sudden you see a signboard in front of any road, entry prohibited, okay, and below that it is written by the order of SHO, station house officer, who is the head of police station, okay, entry prohibited. Now, can you enter into that road? You cannot. Why you cannot enter into that road? Because that order has been passed by a competent authority. You cannot ask a constable, police constable standing at that point, that in which law book it is written that I cannot enter into that road. Then that police constable will say, आप बहुत ज़्यादा बात करता है, आप चलो थाना मैं बताता हूँ आपको law. Okay. Then he will explain you in the police station that rules prescribed by competent authority has force equivalent to law. If the DM has ordered that all educational institution will remain closed on this day, now no educational institution can keep themselves open, and if they are keeping themselves open, it will be deemed as violation of law, for which legal action will be taken against the management of that institution. So, rules and regulations, because every time, no, people in India, they are argumentative to an extent that they will ask, where in constitution it is written? Constitution, everything cannot be written in constitution. Constitution, broad principles are given in constitution. And in accordance with the constitution, law is enacted by what? Law is enacted by legislative bodies. And in accordance with the law, competent authorities can frame rules, regulations, which is to be followed by people, okay, by people. And not only that, right, when I am using the word law, it also includes customary law. And customary law only to the extent it is not in conflict with any law or provisions of constitution. So, customs in different community, in different society, that also has force equivalent to law. But if that customary law is in conflict with constitution, then it will not have sanctity like law. If that custom is in direct conflict with any law of the land, then that custom will not be treated as law. Otherwise, every other custom in different community, in different society, right, is treated as law. Okay. So, I hope you are getting. First theme within maintenance of law and order is what? Enforcing law. So, the state police has to enforce law. We will have to see that every person is abiding the law. Everybody is respecting the law. Everybody is acting, behaving, conducting himself, herself in accordance with the provisions of the law. Okay. And second is public order, maintaining public order. Okay. So, what is the meaning of public order? That activities on public place, right, activities on public place is happening in a disciplined manner, dignified manner, in an organized manner with supremacy of law. Okay. So, whatever activity, right, whatever activity is happening at public place, it is happening in a organized manner, hassle free manner, in a dignified manner, in a disciplined manner. Okay. Every activity in public place is in dignified manner, disciplined manner, with which what can be maintained? With which, the supremacy of law can be established. Anarchy is not there. That is what is the meaning of public order. Now, let me tell you that some people, right, some people who have poor understanding of law and order, today if you stand at the crossroad with a public announcement system, if you start abusing Prime Minister or President or Chief Minister or leader of some political party, and then you say, if you are stopped, if an intervention is there, then you say, don't you know, freedom of speech and expression is a fundamental right. Then that authority will tell you that, my dear, you are not aware that freedom of speech and expression is fundamental, not absolute. In Article 19 itself, it is written that people will have freedom of speech and expression, but a state can impose reasonable restriction, and one of the ground on which there can be restriction is public order. Okay. So, if you are abusing a leader on a public announcement system, it may disrupt the public order, and this is why you can be arrested. So, public order, many times you see police performing traffic duty, traffic management. Why police is performing traffic management? Because public order is a part of law and order. Many times you will see, if there is a fire in any house, not only people from fire department will come, but even police will arrive. Why? Disaster management is a part of public order. Crowd management is a part of public order. Traffic management, disaster management, crowd management. So, you need to understand. So, two facets of law and order. One is enforcing law, second is public order. But technically, I want you all to understand this. Technically, maintenance of law and order, in the name of maintenance of law and order, police has 4 types of duties to perform. Okay. So, 4 types of duties, 4 types of duties, right, by police, state police of course, in the name of maintenance of law and order, So what are those 4 types of duties? Number 1, prevention of crime. Number 1, prevention of crime. So police has to prevent crime. Okay? So they have to ensure that crime is not taking place. So one of the duty which is very, very important facet of policing is prevention of crime. Okay, and how police will prevent crime? Tell me, commonsensical thing. How police will prevent crime? Police will prevent crime through alertness, attentiveness, proactiveness, patrolling duty, surveillance. Okay, and you must have seen, no, that police will write a board on the roadside. You are under CCTV surveillance. What police is trying to do? Informing you that we are very alert, we are very attentive, we are keeping an eye on your activities. Don't commit crime. Don't dare you think of committing crime. Police will use siren, blow siren. Police will use beacon light. Police will put on uniform. Why they put uniform? Because they want to be noticed. Because they know that the uniform will create deterrence in the mind of people who have criminal bent of mind. Okay. So, how prevention of crime? Alertness, attentiveness, proactiveness, physical presence, surveillance, electronic surveillance, intelligence. Sometimes they will perform duty in civil dress, so that nobody, and they will try to gather intelligence. So, get collection of intelligence. So, there are 100 things which fall within this category, prevention of crime. Have you understood? Right? Have you understood? Prevention of crime. But one thing, and let me tell you, all social scientists are of firm opinion that through policing alone, we cannot prevent crime. If we want to prevent crime, then we will have to bridge the divides which are there in the society. Wide divides in the society is a breeding ground for crimes. If there is rich-poor divide, privileged underprivileged divide, employer divide, forward backward divide. Okay. If there is discrimination, if there is deprivation, we cannot prevent crime. And this is the reason why, every time you will find that, through policing we want to control crime against women. Through policing alone, I am very specific in my choice of word. Through policing alone. Policing has a very big role to play, but policing alone cannot help us to prevent crime against women. We need to bring gender justice in the society. We need to, take affirmative step for women empowerment. And then we need to improve policing. Then only, we can prevent crime against women. We need to create a proper environment. And that environment we cannot build only through policing. Only through policing. Because there is a very paradoxical thing about Indian society. And this is for all the brothers who are listening to me right now at this point of time. It is a very typical thing in India. Brothers are so protective and possessive about their sisters and mothers and other women in the family, but same brother, the way he is behaving with a strange girl at a public place, this requires probe. Why is it so? Why is it so that a person who is so protective, who is so possessive about the sister is so, discriminative when it comes to other female? Then you will know where is the root cause. So, gender justice, women empowerment, giving women equal status in the family, in the organization, in the community, in the society, in the parliament, in the Supreme Court, in the ministry, in civil services, in decision making and every other place. Prime Minister Modi talks so much about women empowerment, but can he answer the question that why 50% member in his cabinet are not women? Can he say that we don't have competent women in BJP? No, patriarchal mindset is getting reflected. Can Supreme Court of India give answer to this question? They keep on talking during, hearing that they are very serious about gender justice in India. Can they give answer? Why out of 30 plus judges, we only have 2 judges in Supreme Court, women judges in Supreme Court? Can Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath give answer to this question? Why 50% women in his cabinet is not women? 50% members in his cabinet is not women? So what is the problem? Right? What is the problem? Rule is good, but not for me. बाकी जगह होना चाहिए. Charity begins at home. So we will talk on that. So what I was just trying to say, prevention of crime. So what you need to understand, that despite best effort by police, they cannot completely prevent crime until and unless there is no discrimination in the society, there is no divides. Okay. So there is second duty, despite best effort, if they cannot prevent crime, then what they have to do? They have to investigate. Investigation of crime. So if they failed to prevent the crime, even with the best of the efforts, crime has taken place, then they have to investigate, meaning they have to find out who has committed the crime, who is the suspect, who is the possible criminal, who has committed the crime. This is what is known as investigation. Okay. So prevention of crime first, then is investigation of crime. Okay. They have to investigate. And how will police investigate? Right? What is the meaning of investigation? They will examine the scene of crime. They will question people. They can arrest, right? They can arrest suspects. They can collect evidence. So all of you need to understand this, because you might be, tomorrow if you become IAS, tomorrow if you become IPS, first 10 years in your service, you will be the DM, SP, DCP, and you have a big role to play as far as law and order in district is concerned. Overall responsibility of maintenance of law and order is of DM, DC, collector. And who is the specialized officer? SP or DCP. DM will right? DM will maintain the law and order through whom? Through SP, through DCP. Okay. So, you are going to play an important role, investigation of crime. So, what is what is used by police? Police will use, right, their experience, skills and authority. Okay. So, three things they will use: experience, skills and authority. They have the authority to arrest, they have the authority to question, right? They have the authority to examine the scene of crime, okay, take the suspect into custody, to question, to issue summon, to ask person to come and give a statement before police. Okay. So, investigation they will use experience. So, they will use experience. Okay. Police is trained, and what will happen as their year of service will increase, they will get, after 5-10 years, if you are a police officer, you will have experience to an extent that you will observe the body language, the facial expression of person who is being interrogated by you, and you can make out easily, very easily you can make out whether the person is lying or whether the person is speaking the truth. You will use experience. आपको समझ में आएगा कि during questioning, ठीक है, if a person is looking upward, what it means? If a person is looking downward, what it means? If there is, a stress on forehead, what it means? If there is tightening of cheek, what it means? Eye movement, what it means? Lip movement, tongue, voice, okay? Change in body language, change in facial expression, you will start very easily making out. You will be very, observing the person when the person is answering to the questions which you have asked, and on that basis. So, that is known as experience. And then you will use, skills, and along with skills, technology. These days, lie detector test, narco analysis test, okay, narco analysis test. Okay. So, investigation, have you understood? Investigation. And let me tell you, when I will be talking about policing in India, I will tell you the biggest challenge of policing is what? We all should have great respect for police forces and our security forces, because the kind of duties they are performing. When me and you are comfortably, at our workplace or at home, you can't even imagine the harsh nature of climatic condition in which security forces are deployed and, performing their duty so that we can be comfortable at our workplace, at public place, at our home. When you will be sleeping in the night comfortably in your bed, thousands and thousands of police personnel are performing duty, and lakhs of security forces are deployed in the high peaks of Himalayas, in the dense forest, in the desert area along borders, in a very tough geographical terrain, away from family, away from loved ones, near ones, dear ones. And when situation warrants, demands, they are willing to opt for supreme sacrifice for me, you, to uphold the supremacy of law, to uphold the supremacy of constitution. So, we all should have genuine respect towards all people who are in uniform in this country. And our respect should not be through words like political leaders. Our respect should be, through our conduct. If you meet a police personnel in your any day-to-day life, you should display the respect which you have, okay, which you have. But having respect does not mean that we will be blind towards their wrong deeds, their underperformance. We will be critical, but we will be case-specific critical. In general, we should not be critical of police and security forces. But in a particular case, we can say, yes, when I was driving, I saw a police constable taking bribe of 100 rupees from a truck driver. Okay, we can be critical. Yes, in this particular case, police has not done proper investigation. So what I am just interested in telling you, don't form opinion in general about police forces and security forces. In general, what should be the opinion? That they are doing great work, great job. Hats off to the nature of duty which they are performing. But as and when, on case-to-case basis, we can be critical, right? On case-to-case basis, we can be critical. And for God's sake, don't form opinion about police forces in India based on the way they are presented in Bollywood movies or in Tollywood. Okay, for God's sake. Okay. So, the way Salman Khan is there in Dabangg, Chulbul Pandey, that is not the way policing is done. Okay, that's an artistic expression. And this is a chicken egg debate, that what Bollywood is showing is what is in society, or society is learning from movies. This is a debatable subject, and we cannot logically conclude. It's a chicken egg debate. But people from film fraternity will say that they are getting idea from what they see in society. But social scientists are saying that people are getting idea by seeing in movies. They are tempted, they are inclined to replicate what they see in movies. Okay, so we will go into those serious discussion, but I would like you all to remember prevention of crime, investigation of crime. Have you understood? Right, all of you? Third duty is prosecution. This is not understood by many. Prosecution. Right, prosecution. To prosecute. This is also the part of policing only. What is the meaning of prosecution? Right? See, in the simplest term, if I have to say prosecution, right? In simplest term, legal action against the accused. Okay, legal action against the accused. Okay, that is what can be the simplest way to explain prosecution. Simplest way to explain prosecution. Okay, but technically, right? Technically, if I have to say, right? Technically, if I have to say, on the basis of investigation, you just see sequence. On the basis of investigation, preparation of charge sheet. So, in prosecution, what will be the first thing police will have to do? They will have to prepare the charge sheet to be filed in the court of law. So, they will tell the court that on the basis of investigation, they have found this suspect has committed this crime, has violated this section of this law. That is known as charge sheet. What are the charges framed by police on the basis of investigation against the suspect or the accused? Are you getting it? So first thing under prosecution is what? Preparation of charge sheet. Preparation of charge sheet to be filed before court of law. So they will file the charge sheet in the court of law, and thereafter they will present evidence, right? They will present evidence, and they will present oral evidence, documentary evidence and circumstantial evidence. Three types of evidence they will try to provide. They will try to give: oral evidence, documentary evidence and circumstantial evidence. Okay. Are you getting that, all of you? Okay. So preparation of charge sheet to be filed in the court of law, and then presenting evidence before the court, right? And if court will find evidence is conclusive and adequate in nature, then only court will declare the accused convict to punish in accordance with the provision of law. Okay? In accordance with provision of law. All of you, this is very important, right? This is very, very important. Have you understood? Yes or no? First thing is preparation of charge sheet, presenting the charge sheet in the court of law, then presenting evidences, all three types of evidences: oral evidence, documentary evidence, circumstantial evidence. Now if you don't understand what is the three, okay, oral evidence, okay, let us say that there is a allegation against me. I am the suspect. If I say that if you are suspect, for example, some of you may feel offended, so I am giving my example. Let us say I am suspect. Okay. So police has framed a charge, right, that this crime has been committed by Manish Gautam. So what they will do, right, what they will do in the court of law, they will take witness. Some of the witness will say that yes, on that particular day, at that particular time, I saw this man and he has committed the crime. When the person is giving evidence, right, oral evidence, this is oral evidence. When the witness is giving the statement in the court of law, oral evidence. Okay. Then, right, then what is documentary evidence? Right, what is documentary evidence? The police will say that I have the call details of this person. The crime has happened against this person and his call details are establishing he has talked to that person just before that crime. His mobile tower was also linked with, his mobile was linked with the nearest tower, scene of crime. We have recovered the weapon used by him. That is documentary evidence. Everything is documented. Okay? And then circumstantial evidence, that normally this person in this hour is at institute, but that day he was not in institute. So it's a circumstantial. They will give the CCTV footage that I have not come to office that day. That is circumstantial evidence. Circumstance is indicative that on an average every day I used to be in office during that period, but that day I was not in office. That is circumstantial evidence. Have you understood this? Okay. So prosecution means what? Number one, preparing the charge sheet to be filed in the court of law. Second is what? Right? Second is what? Presenting evidence. Second is presenting evidence. Third is what? Third is what? Providing court adequate and sufficient conclusive proof. And one thing I would like to tell you, the cardinal principle of justice system which we follow in India. What is that cardinal principle? Trial in the court will start with the presumption of innocence till the contrary is proved. Okay. So court will be under assumption that the accused is innocent, and police has to establish in the court, no my lord, your assumption is wrong. This accused is not innocent, he is guilty, and that they have to prove on the basis of conclusive and sufficient evidence. And as per the cardinal principle of justice system in India, the commission of crime should be established in the court of law beyond reasonable doubt on the basis of conclusive evidence. This is the justice system which we have. That trial will start in the court with presumption of innocence till the contrary is proved. Right? You should remember this and you should write it, that one of the main principle of justice system which we follow in India, that trial in court starts with presumption of innocence till contrary is proved on the basis of conclusive and adequate evidence, and any benefit of doubt that will always be given to accused, not to the victim. That kind of, right, justice system which we have. Okay. So, prevention of crime, investigation of crime, and why we have this justice system? Because we have a firm opinion that even if 100 accused go scot free, no problem, but one innocent should not be punished for what he or she has not done. Okay. So, prosecution, third, and fourth is, I have already explained, so there is no need to explain again, maintaining public order. So, four duties are to be performed: prevention of crime, investigation of crime, prosecution, and maintenance of public order. And this is what falls within the ambit of policing and ambit of maintenance of law and order. Right? Now, the question arises, if you have and this is to be maintained by state police. Now, the question arises, what is the meaning of maintenance of internal security? Right? Maintenance of internal security, rather national security I will use the word, and then I will come to it, right, maintenance of national security. Okay. So, as far as maintenance of national security is concerned, the meaning of maintenance of national security is maintaining, primarily maintaining peace, right, peace, harmony, right, peace, harmony, and tranquility, right, tranquility. Maintaining peace, harmony, and tranquility within the territory, within borders, or within the country, you can say, within the country, entire geographical area, maintaining peace, maintaining harmony, maintaining tranquility, okay, maintaining tranquility, okay. Not only that, right, what falls within national security? What falls within national security? Not only this, but maintaining the unity, right, unity, integrity, maintaining unity, integrity, right, maintaining sovereignty, maintaining sovereignty of the country, unity, integrity, sovereignty. Do I have to explain you this word sovereignty? Those who have studied polity, they know What is sovereignty? Supreme internally, independent externally. Right? What is sovereignty? Undisputed legal authority over land and people. Sovereignty is a very essential concept as far as state as a concept in political science is concerned. We have explained you in detail in polity. Okay. So, maintaining unity, integrity, sovereignty. Without sovereignty, country cannot be a country. And what is the meaning of sovereignty? Supreme internally. India is a sovereign country. Why? Because whatever will happen within the boundary of India, we will decide on our own, supreme internally and independent externally. No outside force can influence our decision. Supreme internally, independent externally. Okay? What is the meaning of sovereignty? Undisputed legal authority over land and people. So, nobody has doubt that Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Assam is a part of which country? We have undisputed legal authority over the land and the people. India is not having sovereignty in POK, though we claim POK is a part of India, but we don't have sovereignty. Okay. So, I hope you know. So, when we are talking about national security, it means unity, maintaining the unity, integrity and sovereignty of the country. Okay. And right, when we are talking about national security, it is also about maintaining sanctity, right, sanctity of borders. Right, maintaining sanctity of border. What is the meaning of word sanctity? Sanctity in Hindi is pavitrata, सीमाओं की पवित्रता बनाए रखना. Very pious concept is, borders. Meaning sanctity of borders means what? We should not allow security threats. We should not allow security threats to enter territory through borders, whether it is land border or whether it is coastal borders. Okay, not allowing any security threats to enter within the territory through borders, right, through borders. We need to maintain the sanctity of borders, okay, maintain sanctity of borders. So, whenever we are using this word, right, whenever we are using this word, right, whenever we are using this word, maintenance of national security in general or internal security in particular, primarily what it means? Maintaining peace, harmony, tranquility, okay, maintaining the unity, integrity, sovereignty of the country. What it means? Not allowing, right, not allowing any threat of security, not allowing any threat of security to enter through borders or airspace or coastal borders. Okay. What it means, right? We should not allow any underground movements, right? Organized movement which can threat the unity, integrity of the country. So, whenever we are talking about, right, whenever we are talking about internal security, it is also about, not allowing any, right, any underground or unlawful activities or movements which can threaten the unity and integrity of the country, right, unity and integrity of the country. So, anything which can have a threat to unity and integrity of the country, anything which can have threat to peace and harmony in the society, such activities cannot be allowed by center in the name of maintenance of national security. Have you understood? So when we talk of internal security, what we need to understand? We need to understand that national security or internal security is about maintaining peace, harmony, tranquility within the borders. It is about maintaining the sanctity of borders. It is about not allowing any threat to enter the territory through borders. It is about not allowing any activities, movements, unlawful activities and underground movements which may threaten the unity and integrity of the country, the sovereignty of the country. If is, getting threatened with some activity, it will be a security threat. It will be considered as security threats. Okay, it will be considered as security threats. And let me tell you, that historically, you might have heard about Chanakya, you might have heard about Kautilya, right? So they all have attempted conceptualizing that what kind of security threats can be there for a country. Okay, so experts are of the opinion that there are four kind of threats to national security for any country, right? First is internal threats. Internal threats, meaning threats which are originating from our own soil, right? Internal threats. Second is external threats. External threats. Third is internally aided external threats, and fourth is externally aided internal threats. Externally aided internal threats. Okay. So one is internal threats. Okay, for example, Naxalism. Now it's emerging on our own soil, evolving on our own soil, originating on our own soil. It's an internal threat. If there is something wrong happening in Pakistan, and the impact of it is on the security scenario in India, that will be seen as external threats. But sometime dissatisfied people with government, angry people with government, if supported from outside, then it constitute, internally aided external threats. So people from India, if they are supporting, non-state actors from Pakistan to cause terror attacks in India, that will fall within which category? Internally aided external threats. And if, let us say, in the Union Territory of Delhi, or Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, people are angry with some people, not all, some people are angry with abrogation of Article 370. If such people are reached by, state as well as non-state actors of Pakistan and are told that you should not accept this, If you want to fight, we are there to support you in all way, in every respect. This will be externally aided internal threats. Okay. So, security threats to country, any country for that matter, broadly can be classified into internal threats, external threats, internally aided external threats, externally aided internal threats, right. And the most important facet of national security is what? Internal security. Okay. Internal security. So, internal security is what? Right. Internal security is what? The threats which are there to security of the country originating from Indian soil. Okay. So, internal threats will be the part of internal security. Okay. Externally aided internal threats will be the part of, right, internal security. Even internally aided external threats will be the part of internal security, right, will be the part of internal security. Okay. So, internal security threats, when we are talking, internal threats are there, externally aided internal threats are there, and internally aided external threats will also be the part of internal security. So, the most important facet of national security is internal security. Okay, most important facet of national security is internal, and you have understood the meaning, right, of to maintain peace, harmony and tranquility within the borders is the responsibility of union government. To maintain unity, integrity and sovereignty of the country in our federal polity is the responsibility of union government. Not allowing any security threat to enter Indian territory through borders is the responsibility of union government. Not allowing any unlawful activity or any, right, or any underground movements which can have a threat to unity, integrity and sovereignty of the country is the responsibility of union government. So, all of you give me the clearance, right, all of you please give me the clearance. Have you understood, right, have you understood the meaning of law and order and the meaning of national security? Yes or no? Please give me the answer, right, please, right, please give me the answer, please respond. Yes, Isita Chug is saying yes, okay, others also, centers, quickly all of you to respond before. Vikas Tomar is saying yes, Sujata Arya is saying yes, Pranav Mukhya is saying yes, okay, abnormally sunny, I don't know whether I am able to pronounce the name correctly or not, is saying yes, okay, Priyansu is saying yes, very good. Others, everyone, give me the clearance quickly. Anurag is saying yes, Vivek Vincent is saying yes, Sahil is saying yes, okay, Dharwar is, center is saying yes, okay, very good. So, I hope all of you, because this is concept. Now, I am going to do analysis, right, now I am going to do analysis that you will be able to understand when you have the conceptual clarity, and just it is a foundation lecture. Right, just it is a foundation lecture today. Okay. So, all of you, yes, now I am flooded with the response, good. I want responsive, right, audience. I want you to respond. You may be sitting 1000 kilometers away from me, but this technology has made possible that we can interact. Okay. So, Dehradun is saying the attack of 26/11, which type of attack? External threat or externally aided, right, internal threat. It happened on Indian soil, that terror attack. Okay. So, it can be, right, it can be, externally aided internal threat. Okay. Externally aided internal threat. Okay. So, have you understood? Now, can I do the analysis, all of you, right? Can I do the analysis? And first you listen and then I will make you write as well. Now, you see that within the federal polity of India, maintaining law and order is the responsibility of, right, maintaining law and order is the responsibility of state. But maintaining national security, internal security is the responsibility of center. once you understand that what is law and order and what is national security, then only you can understand this, and you need to understand this, that it's very difficult. Just try to understand this. I will make you write, don't worry, right? I will make you write. Just understand this. It's very difficult to draw a linear boundary to demarcate law and order with national security. It's very difficult. It's very, very difficult. We cannot draw, right? We cannot draw a linear boundary. Why we can't draw a linear boundary? If we see the nature of these two subjects, right? If we see the nature of these two subjects, it's very difficult, right? It's very difficult to draw. Why? Because these two subjects, if you see, these two subjects, they are interdependent. If we see their nature, they are interdependent. Interdependent. And I would even go to the extent that they are indivisible. We cannot divide properly, right? Interdependent and indivisible. Okay. If law and order is deteriorating and deteriorating and deteriorating, it will give birth to a national security challenge. And too much crime happening in a society, then definitely there will be threat to the national security. And if there is a threat to the national security, logically we can conclude that law and order in that particular part is not good. So these two subjects are interdependent, and it's very difficult for us to draw a linear boundary. Now, since we cannot draw, overlapping is there, okay, overlapping nature of subjects, interdependency is there. So, if we want, right, if we want that we should create an environment of peace in the country where every citizen feel protected, safe, then this is possible only when there is cooperation, coordination and collaboration between center and states on the issue of security. But very unfortunate that even on security issues we see conflicts, contradiction, ugly and dirty politics and lack of coordination between center and states and between opposition and treasury. And this is what is the reason that even today India remains a country which is worst affected with terrorism and is facing many grave security threats. Despite the fact, you just see, right? You just see what kind of immaturity is there. Mature democracy, you will find on the issue of security, opposition and treasury will speak in one voice. Center and states will collaborate in the federal polity, but we always see, you just see what ugly political fights. States will say in India, we will not allow CBI to enter in our state to investigate. Center will frame law, right? I hope you are aware that recently, and last year they asked a question also, recently we have enacted a law we have amended the law, UAPA. As per UAPA amendment, now a person can be declared terrorist even before, right, even before that crime is established. And many other things are there. And this is the reason why till date we have not been able to create a foolproof security apparatus, and we are the worst victim of terrorism. We are the worst victim of many other security threats. It's only on account of what? Lack of coordination, cooperation. And when present government is in power, government led by Narendra Modi is in power, though they are pretending that they are tough on terror, they are talking that they will always plan adequate and prompt response in case there is terror attack, but we are finding state-center relation is perhaps the worst in independent India at this point of time. And even the relationship between opposition and treasury is passing through a very turbulent phase. Okay. So, despite the fact, right, despite the fact that the response of government we have seen, this government, present government we have seen, very prompt and tough decisions they have been able to take to combat security threats, but we have seen at the same time very ugly politicization of security issues as well. And that is what is complicating the matter. Okay. So, all of you please write down, okay. Just write down an analysis, right, just write down an analysis and don't ask me to repeat, okay. So, just write down a close examination and an in-depth analysis of maintenance of law and order, and maintenance of national security as two distinct and different subjects within federal polity framework of India, can bring us to a logical conclusion that the two are interdependent and it's difficult to demarcate the two, by drawing a linear boundary, full stop. Therefore, to create an environment of peace and tranquility in the country, in which every citizen feels safe, protected, and to accelerate the pace of economic growth and development, there is a need for coordination, cooperation, collaboration. There is a need for coordination, cooperation and collaboration between federal government and state governments. Federal government and state governments on security issues. Full stop. However, if we see the security challenges, if we see the security challenges and security issues before the country in the last or in the past 3-4 decades, in the past 3-4 decades, then in the past 3-4 decades, then we see on several occasions lack of coordination, unwarranted competition, conflicts, unwarranted competition and conflicts between center and states, as well as politicization of security issues, which is a cause of grave concern. Okay. So, very, very important, right, very, very important that ideally what should be there? Coordination, cooperation, collaboration between center and state. But we are seeing even on security matters, unwarranted conflicts, unwarranted contradictions, lack of coordination, and that is what is complicating the security scenario in India. That is what is weakening our response. This is the reason why we have not been able to combat these security threats in a decisive manner, and there is politicization of the issue, right? There is a politicization of the issue. Ideally, what should be there? On important issues, government should even take key opposition parties in confidence. So that at least on security issues, national security issues, we should speak in one voice. अभी तो क्या है? Opposition parties, they are so much driven by vote bank politics that they are least hesitant in politicizing security issues. Least hesitant in politicizing security issues. And that is what is the, we keep on laughing on Pakistan. I hope you are aware that 3-4 days before, inside their parliament, the debate was going on, and the opposition leader attacked the Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan. He said that, that when our wing commander Abhinandan was in their custody, then there was a meeting called where he said, right, he said that even then General of Pakistan Army, Bajwa, was shivering that if we will not release Abhinandan, India may attack. That kind of aggressive positioning India did. Now, yes, means it's good from Indian perspective, but if you see the ugly, dirty politics of Pakistan, how the world is laughing, same way world is laughing on us. The kind of allegation which opposition and treasury will make towards each other on security related issues. ठीक है? The present government will say that आपके समय 26/11 हुआ, आपने क्या किया? ओके, तो बोलेगा वो कि हमने NIA बनाया, apparatus को स्ट्रेंथन करने का कोशिश किया. फिर वो पूछेगा आपके समय उरी हुआ तो क्या किया? तो बोलेगा सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक किया. तो बोला सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक करने से क्या फायदा हुआ? उसके बाद भी तो पुलवामा हुआ. तो बोला हमने एयर स्ट्राइक किया. Okay, but what I am just trying to say that we should have consistency in our policy related to security. It should not change much with change of government. Yes, some priorities may change, but key component of national security should remain intact, and that is only possible when we allow our democracy to reach to a matured level where such policies are framed keeping, opposition involved and updated. So, treasury should always try to keep opposition into the confidence, and it is not necessary that they should share every detail, but key part and at right time. Okay. If not, while we were planning surgical strike. But immediately after surgical strike, next morning only, the party would have called, the party should have called, the Prime Minister should have called a all-party meeting, all-party only key opposition parties, and he should have said with them that you all will be happy to note that we have, right, entered into POK and we have blown up some of the terrorist camp. That was very much required, and there cannot be any compromise with security, and we don't want to take any political mileage because this has been done by army. Army should not be dragged into the center stage of vote bank politics. Indian army has glorious past. Some young generation, they have forgotten about the glorious past of Indian army. आर्मी ने सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक किया अभी, आर्मी एयरफोर्स ने एयर स्ट्राइक किया बालाकोट में. बट बिफोर दैट, when Indira Gandhi was Prime Minister, Indian Army fought the war against Pakistan, and for the first time in the history of the world, we have seen surrender by 95,000 armed personnel of Pakistan Army in front of Indian Army at the time of creation of Bangladesh. That we have also seen. That kind of history is there. Okay. We have defeated Pakistan convincingly. Okay. So, Indian Army has a very glorious past. Whether it is Modi government or whether that time was Indira Gandhi government or whether it was Lal Bahadur Shastri led government, we chased Pakistan up till Lahore. Okay, we have a very glorious past. It's not that, right? Whenever we have asked army to perform, they have performed beyond the expectation of political leaders. So, glorious past is there of Indian army. They have successfully completed, and we are proud of them. And for God's sake, we should not drag army and defense forces in the center stage of vote bank politics. We need to display and exhibit before the world a mature democracy. Now 73 years is adequate enough to display that kind of maturity, but sad part, as we are growing old, we are becoming more childish. Rather than displaying maturity, we are displaying and exhibiting childish, very, very childish behavior. Okay, so the biggest concern, right, the biggest concern is that there is lack of coordination, collaboration, unwarranted contradictions, conflicts on security related matter between center and states, and we are even seeing politicization of security issues, and this is what is making the task of dealing with security challenges complicated. We have not been able to win the battle against security challenges only because of this. Okay, so have you understood, right? Have you understood? So on this note, I will end the session, and I will be taking up for discussion a day after tomorrow the internal security threats and challenges in India. Okay, and one by one we will pick up those security threats and challenges for discussion. So now I would like to take questions, doubts which you have. So now it's doubt clearing round. Okay, so I have completed what I was supposed to, right? What I was supposed to. Okay, and now I will take up questions. So feel free to ask questions if any, based on what we have discussed or anything else which you would like to ask. Okay. Next class onwards, I will be showing you some videos, okay, which will help you to understand the issue in a better way, and you can write answer with feel of the problem. Ojaswa Jha is saying, sir, there are recent gold smuggling case in South which relates with internal security. Will that be important? Yes. Smuggling, organized crimes are threat to internal security of the country. We will take up for discussion, organized crimes, and that includes smuggling as well. Okay, because the problem is, that Merit is asking radicalization. Yes, radicalization also we will see, we will discuss. Okay, we will take up for discussion different internal security threats. Based on what we have discussed today, if you have doubt, feel free to ask. Okay, Varun Malhotra is asking, is not Assam Rifle a CAPF? It's a central paramilitary force. Okay, so it is a central paramilitary force. Okay, it will definitely, I will be telling you about Assam Rifles in detail, different security forces. So we will be studying about Assam Rifles as well. Okay, Arjun is asking, can a competent authority